Good afternoon from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks. And I just want to say happy Sunday, and I hope wherever you are, it's a lot cooler than it is here. It's supposed to get up to 101 degrees here, which is really high for us. I am spending quite a bit of time out here in my shop where we do have AC, luckily, thankfully. The other issue is we are also getting a lot of smoke in the little valley we live in, so the air quality is not so great either. It's kind of nice to be inside where it's cool and a little bit fresher air. Hopefully this finds you well. And today I have a topic which I've kind of been thinking about, but something I saw on Facebook this week confirmed that this is what I want to talk about. And I want to talk about shipping. And no, I don't mean shipping charges. All that's in my store terms. And that can be done 100 different ways. What I'm talking about today is how do you ship? What do you use to ship? And where do you get your supplies? And I will talk about my experience. Hopefully you'll put something in the comments about how you do your shipping, maybe some hints on where to get some shipping supplies cheaper than what I'm finding it, things like that. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video about reading the store terms, which was based on the post on Facebook for the Bricklink buyer and sellers group. And this had to do with the fact that the store had really outrageous terms. The reason this person had posted is because they had sent a message to the seller asking about these extra fees, and the seller mistook this buyer for somebody else and was saying that they don't use bubble wrap, which was a little odd, but that was just one of the things he said. And clearly this store does not use bubble wrap. They do not use bubble mailers, and they really don't care how the product looks on the other end. This particular person on the forum did an update. He received his package of garage doors, which are the little skinny flat pieces that were completely mangled because they were sent in just a regular manila envelope. No padding whatsoever. They were at one point in a baggie, but he showed the baggie in another picture, and they weren't when he got them. And he posted a video of him opening the package because he could tell from the get-go that the package had been mangled. He then posted a picture of what the parts look like, and this is what the parts look like. Yeah, they're not supposed to look like that. If you don't use a bubble mailer, if you use just a flat envelope, even if you have things laying flat in it, USPS tends to put those through their mail machines and things get mangled. That's most likely what happened with this. As far as I'm concerned, he's lucky he even got the package because the package was pretty well mangled. He then went on to, of course, request a refund, and that was a whole nother topic that we might have to do because he requested a refund. The guy just wanted to refund for the parts, which were $3. But mind you, by the time he paid the fees and the shipping, this was a $15 order. Of course, that was not acceptable, so he was going to have to go through PayPal to get a full refund. But that's a whole nother topic. But I did find it interesting that this store really does not use bubble mailers. I don't think I have ever gotten a package, and I've bought quite a few over the last 5-6 years, that didn't come in at least a bubble mailer, or at least with some bubble wrap around it in a regular mailer. It's shocking, again, to me that a store would do this, but I'm sure there's other stores out there. I thought this would be a good subject to talk about and just let you know how I do stuff. Again, as I say in every one of my videos, Bricklink is a unique place because each person can run the store as they want, and this is just how I do it. It doesn't mean that it's the way it should be done, and I'm sure there's better ways to do it. I'm sure there's a lot of things in my store I could learn and do better, but this is just how I've been doing it. It works for me, and so we'll go forth. The first thing I want to talk about is supplies. What do you use for supplies? For me, I usually get small and medium-sized envelopes 100 at a time through Amazon. I do a little bit of research to make sure that I'm getting a good price, but also getting a quality item. It does take a little bit of time. I try to go back and use the same sellers, but sometimes they'll raise their prices and it's time to go through that whole process again. I keep some of the larger envelopes like the 8x10s and I'm not sure, even larger than that, on hand, but I don't use those as often. I generally have a lot of the smaller orders, so I don't need a lot of the bigger envelopes. I do order the priority padded envelopes from USPS, so I always have at least 10 of those on hand because when I do get a big order, generally they're going to go in that padded envelope. I do have 1 or 2 priority boxes, but I rarely use those, so if I do ship something in a priority box, I'll just drop it off at the post office and pick up a new box at that time, so that I always have 1 or 2 on hand. I also buy little boxes. I also collect little boxes, and little boxes, I'm talking 5x7 type of box, and I use quite a few of those. I also have all my coworkers on the lookout for little boxes, and anytime we get anything in the mail that comes in a little box, it gets put aside. I have found that I don't need to keep big boxes because if you're shipping something that's going to be bigger than a small box, it's usually going to go medium or large flat rate priority mail. So you'll be using that box. I have in the past, and I still do this occasionally, is I will keep the boxes from the smaller Lego sets because I found that you can easily take them apart and put them back together inside out, and it's very durable but lightweight cardboard, so it's great for shipping. You just need some packing tape and you're set to go. The other thing I always have on hand is I always have bubble wrap on hand. I just get mine at Walmart. I generally don't use that much because, like I said, I have smaller orders, so if I'm going to be wrapping up a small order, I'm only using a 12-inch strip, maybe this wide, to cover a minifigure or something. I also keep all the packing material that comes in various boxes that I get because I can reuse those when I'm actually packing up a box to be mailed. It's just something that I keep on hand. The second thing I want to talk about is when do I decide whether I'm going to use a padded envelope versus a box. If it's a small order and there's windscreens or large panels or something bulky that has a point to it that I feel might rip through an envelope, I will put those in a box, even if it means that I end up paying a little bit more for shipping and not making as much on the order. I want to make sure that that order gets there safely and in one piece. And then there comes kind of this line when you get up close to a pound. It's like, do I keep it in a box and hope I'm going to be able to keep it under a pound, or do I put it in the priority mail padded envelope? Generally, I will put it in a padded envelope, but I'm going to make sure that I use bubble wrap or maybe even put it in a small box and put that box inside that flat rate envelope. No matter what I'm shipping, if it's a unique part, an expensive part, if it's the windscreens, large panels, just about anything, I will generally use quite a bit of bubble wrap, or I'll put quite a bit of padding in with the box. My test is anytime I ship anything, I put everything in the box, I put the padding in with the order, and then I shake the box. If I can hear stuff rattle, I'll go in, move things around, and do that until it's not rattling anymore. That's just my way of knowing that things aren't going to be scratching against each other and they're not loose in the box. Third and most important thing, don't take any chances. Just put the time, energy, and money into getting good quality shipping material. Take the time and pack everything well. You want it to get to the other end in one piece. There are still going to be those exceptions to the rule, but at least you will have the knowledge that things are shipped well and that you have done everything you can to get the parts to them so that they won't be broken. Even if this means that you end up paying a little bit on the shipping. Sometimes that happens, especially with the instant checkout. It'll be right there at that line where it bumps it up to the next price. just go for it. Just be willing to pay a little bit more so that the buyer can get a product that isn't broken. So this was hopefully a short video once I edit it down. I always think they're going to be short, but then when I look up, it's like, oh, 15-20 minutes in. Hopefully this will be a somewhat short video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it that thumbs up. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.